Hey everybody, me again. Just out here in Crow Creek in Little Naches, Washington. Gonna have a little ride today, but before we go, I just want to give a little shout out and a thank you to the Little Naches off-road team and the Yakima Valley Dust Dodgers for taking care of this beautiful place and fighting tooth and nail to keep it open so that people like you and I have a place to ride. You guys are the best of us. Thank you. And without further ado, let's go for a ride. Oh, good stuff. Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Little Naches. Just riding out of Crow Creek, camping out. Been here for a couple nights. Just getting one final ride in today before we go home. And you guys might actually remember this trail, 963, from the very first episode of Enduro Radio, where we did, I believe it was Pay It Forward, but we actually rode it in the opposite direction that we are right now, so we're going from bottom up this time. But it's nice to get back on our home turf. We've been out and abroad for quite a while, and just coming back through, and sometimes I miss this place and I don't realize it until after I get back here. Just a great place to be. If you guys have never been here, there is a lot to see. But yet again, as where most of my provoking thoughts come from, last night sitting around our non-existent campfire, because you're not allowed to have one right now because the place might burn to bloody ground, we started talking about just the simple nature of shit and being a good human being. And we got on the topic just talking about customer service and just things of that nature, where your buying experience with a company or whatever company you work for and how you treat people. You know, that could be a deal maker or a deal breaker with some people, you know, and shit, we've all been on both sides of this in that regard, both on the selling side and the buying side or what have you, or God forbid you just need some help and a few answers here and there, you know. But lately, in the last, 18 months or so, since our world kind of went just this side of tumultuous, kind of been a thing of the past. And I was reflecting upon that in Ace Hardware in Chehalis, Washington. There was a nice lady named Hope. And we showed up somewhat desperate because we forgot everything for this particular trip. And we needed a few things. And that lady took us by the hand. And I'll be damned if she didn't help us find absolutely everything we need. And she was just the sweetest lady I'd ever met. And it was very refreshing. But me and the wife both left thinking, people used to be like that almost all the time. I mean, sure, there's assholes everywhere you go, yeah, but you had a lot greater probability of meeting somebody that was, nice, friendly, gonna help you out. And for the most part, as far as you guys and me go, we're all pretty good in that regard. Mainly because we got motorcycles and dirt bikes, and hell, that's where happiness comes from. So we got to thinking about this, and really, what happened to us, you guys? What happened to us in the last 18 months that made the majority of a population loathe the other majority of a population? It's that old adage of putting ants in a jar, shaking them up. Of course, shit's gonna go down. Maybe we need to stop shaking each other up. I've got no ill will towards anybody, but I ran into a few situations where people might have some ill will towards me based on just basic things, my beliefs or my political views or whatever the hell it is, which I don't broadcast a whole lot because you know what? It's not really anybody's business, nor is mine yours, And if we leave that out, we can all get along just fine. But it's the little things of just treating each other well, taking care of each other. That's why I say it at the end of every episode. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. We can't have one without the other, you guys. We got to start coming together a little bit more for a common goal or a common cause. All this divisiveness isn't healthy for anybody. Left, right, sick, not sick, mask, no mask. I don't give a shit. You a human being? Perfect. Let's go from there. This has got to end. In some respects, my dad, bless his heart, he taught me 2 very valuable life lessons that I have to remember every single day. One, he said, people like it when you give a shit. It's a very simple thing, and I couldn't agree more. The other one was, if you're ever having a bad day, or oh, poor me, or what have you, ask yourself 3 questions. Do you have a roof over your head? Do you have a job? And did you eat today? If all 3 of those questions are answered yes, well, guess what? You're not doing too bad. So just keep her going, and you're probably on the right track. And on top of that, my brother Corey, bless his heart, love the guy to death. He always says the secret to life is don't smoke meth. He said, if you just don't do that, you're probably going to be fine as well. And he meant it in sincerity, but I always find it, you know, a little bit laughable because it's funny. That's something he would say. But it just boils back to a point, you know, if I hadn't been in the realm of motorcycles my whole life, I probably would not have met the people and have the time to get to know these people to teach me how to be a good human being. Because you know what? The amount of assholes I've met in my 32 years of being in the motorcycle world, I can count on one hand. And that's a pretty good ratio, you guys. And I'm very, very thankful for that all the time. So my point is, don't be a prick, and try to teach others not to be a prick. It'll help everybody a lot. And I cannot wait for the day we get back to just regular life, folks, and it's coming. It has to. Other than that, if you're having trouble dealing with it, go get yourself a dirt bike. Come riding out in the woods. Because, well, it helps. And if you'll excuse me, I'm going to climb this hill real quick. But before we go, we had another subscriber reach out to us. Another guy that was just the nicest guy. And he had some very kind words for us, and I just really appreciate the hell out of him for it. A man by the name of Larry Biggs out of Southern Indiana. One of the good old boys. Bless you, Larry. The guy is 65 years old, been riding since the 70s, and just for the little bit we got to chat, seemed like a really good-natured guy, and I just appreciate the hell out of him just reaching out. He made a comment about how us younger guys out there inspire the older guys, and I told him, Larry, I think it's the other way around, my friend. It is you that inspire us. And Larry Biggs, to you directly, you are the epitome of what we aspire to be as we age. Keep riding, keep out there, and never stop. Because there's no reason to stop. So having said all that, as always, take care of yourselves out there, everybody. Damn it! Take care of each other. See you real soon. Cheers.